cold, windy day in Western Pennsylvania. I ain't going to work today. Just kidding. We never miss work no matter what.
Bill Schaudt Wood Creations. We bring logs to life.
If we're not making a bunch of dust in the back shop, I leave the door open. We have the fans on, blows the heat throughout the house and the shop. Since it's Christmas and we're extra busy and it's hard to get things to dry in the heat, we have brand new flooring on the floor here. So we covered it all up with red rosin paper and then going to take finished carvings and bring them in here and let them dry. And actually that fireplace dries stuff better than anything we ever use. It's just something about that heat from the wood burning just pulls the moisture right out of all of our wood. Heading out to the shop. So if we're not doing a lot of dust, I will leave that door open, let all that fireplace heat out here. Just saves us a little bit of money than using the big furnace all the time. So we get free heat from our scraps. Perfect. So we knew this storm was coming. So me and Barb and Greg all put the hammer down last week, got a bunch of carvings kind of cut and drying so we could finish them on a cold, windy day. We got this guy. It's an order. His head's turned at a 45. They saw pictures of our stuff on our website, and they like this. This is a real popular bear for us. This is my little Sasquatch pattern. He lives here all the time. This is his home. This guy's going to be really cute. It's another end stand. Actually, I learned this end stand deal from Ben Reynolds. He's a buddy of mine, great friend of ours, great guy. This is another order. It's going to be a little bear holding a welcome. Hey, I found the sign. So here's a good comparison. This is cherry from Western Pennsylvania. We have tons of black cherry by our house. Cherry is one of my favorite woods. Probably hickory is my absolute favorite, and cherry is probably my second favorite. So this hasn't got the welcome on it yet, but you can see what the bare wood looks like. There's a little bit of finish here. Look how beautiful this is, though, once you get the finish on it. And isn't that something? Just a nice, beautiful piece of wood. So that's one advantage we have. We keep a lot of hardwoods here since we have a sawmill here all the time to make just something extra special. And everything's not all just pine. So this is a personal project for us. Just eagle. We're going to put the Pledge of Allegiance on the front and trying to start keeping some nicer things at our shop. Seems like my whole life, every time I made something nice, I sold it. Including my coffee table. We have 0 coffee tables for the last year and a half. Every time I make a coffee table, somebody talks me out of my coffee table. So anyhow, he's going to probably live here at our house, but excited about getting it all done. We're really, really close. We had Barb first thing this morning. This piece of oak actually came from the barn on the piece of property they bought. So this new wedding couple bought a piece of property with a barn on it, and they've been rehabbing the barn, and it's a big project for them. So Barb's going to put their name on the back. So we got it all sketched in, and here we go. And Barb is the fastest sign maker I've ever seen. All right, while we're walking through the shop, here is the top of the end table, live edge, and then we wonkied the ends. We got Beaver Barb hard at work over here. Barb, go ahead, explain what you're doing.
So I paint all of our backs, no matter what we do. I like to have a finished product on the back and on the front. These are my cardinals. Just in the beginning stages. Gonna clean this all up, sand it off a little bit, and go ahead and put our finish on it, and it'll be ready to go.
All right. Hey, I grabbed one that was finished just so you could compare the difference between finished and not finished. So she dry brushed here with a little bit of white. Now this only has one coat on it, and then she scuffed that off and took off some of the dust marks and so forth. Big difference between here that the finish really makes stuff pop. We get the second coat on, it's really going to pop. And then when she gets that lettering, so she leaves a big space in there for the lettering.
So I can personalize it for anybody. A lot of times somebody has a loved one that has passed, and I can go ahead and put their name and maybe the date they were born, date they passed. A lot of the big sellers is when I put, I'm always with you. So I'll end up putting that down on the bottom.
So Barb talked about putting finish on the backs. We do that with all of our carvings. This bench is a really good example. And I like that black. And we're using that Latitude right now from Sherwin-Williams. It's a winter paint. It dries really, really fast. So it's extra protection. But if poor Carver's at a fair or somewhere out on the road. They usually don't have time for all that. You can't, you know, that's a big advantage of having a shop. We could just do the little details a lot better.
Stop what I was doing.
Is that what you're going with? Hey, here, who's the boss, me or Barb? That's the question.
I think we know the answer to that.
This is where I got started in woodworking. Years and years and years and years ago, I got a scroll saw. Coolest tool ever. It has its thing, it has its purposes, but now that I've transitioned into more chainsaw carving, I still come back to my scroll saw and put some of my art, crafty stuff with the chainsaw carving. These are my noses for my snowman with the leggy people. We still got to come up with a name. I'm still working on that. Everybody's suggestions were great. Thank you so much. Anyhow, these are just my noses that I need for the next set of snowmen I'm going to do. It's like working a sewing machine. Just like that, we got a nose. Come on along with me. Right now, we have winter weather here in Western Pennsylvania, so we're all hurting for space. So I worked when it was 60-some degrees, my butt off just to try to get as much product made as I could so I could just stay inside. I hate the cold. Hate it. Everything is kind of mishmashed all together, looking for space. I got a bunch of stuff here ready to go. Then we come down to my signs. They all have one coat on them. Waiting for the second coat. Oh, there's the snow people. Anyhow, almost ready. I got their shoes on last night. Gonna put their bows on, and they'll be ready to go out into the container for our next show. I got multiple projects going on at one time. So anyhow, I just got done airbrushing these cardinals, and these snowmen are on their way, and I just cut out their nose, and then that'll get attached on there. So, but it's nice to be able to like have multiple things going on at one time, only because when one thing's dry and I can move on to the next, put some stuff, paint on this, and then move back to another project and stay inside. My buddy just bought me a brand new torpedo heater.
Oh yeah.
Right here.
All right, folks, we have not fired it up yet, so.
This thing is one of the best torpedo heaters. It's quiet. It keeps me warm. So. This
is Barb's best friend. So honestly, we just got this one. We have an older one out there that's acting up a little bit different. Same kind of style. I think Master actually bought off the other company. So he got her this one. Why we have multiple space heaters? They're famous for breaking. I have at least 4 or 5 space heaters, but this one is the quietest, shortest, best bang for your buck as far as energy goes. So we're gonna see if it goes. Let's see. I didn't read the directions either, so here we go. How hard could it be, right? And we run diesel in ours. This will take diesel and kerosene, but we always have diesel here for the heavy equipment. All right, come on, baby, fire up. Come on, come on, can you do it? Are you gonna do it? Is it gonna happen? Oh, it's taking a while, it might not. Should I step back in case it blows?
No, get closer.
Oh, it's trying now, I hear the thing kicking in. This has ceramic in it, and it has a cool down time. It's a little bit different. Oh, didn't make it, didn't work. Brand new.
You have to shut it off.
All right, so we're gonna have to shut it off, reset it. I guess I'm reading the directions. We're on take 3 for my new heater. I think what's going on, didn't have any diesel fuel in it, so it's got to pump up. That's Barb's theory anyways. We'll find out. Oh, hear that wind blowing outside. Uh-oh, it's trying. Ah, didn't do it. Didn't make it. When it does fire, it's probably going to smoke like crazy.
That's what it says.
It says we can use diesel.
Off-road. I'm actually reading the instructions. Let's see how this works out for us. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Let's see if it takes a woman to get this job done. Fuck. Okay, Betsy, you ain't gonna let me down, are you?
Oh, yeah.
You just gotta give her a little rub the right way. Come on, Betsy. Come on. You gotta talk to her, be real nice.
I don't know, folks. It ain't kicked on yet.
You gotta get her warmed up.
Okay. Oh, that's a big noise. Ah, that's a dud.
After 5 attempts, brandy new, just came out of the box. We had to call 1-800-phone-a-friend.
So my buddy, my heating guy, I had to call him because we couldn't get this to work. Barb got the instructions out. My buddy comes over. He was really close to my house when I called him. He got here within like 5 minutes, takes the thing apart, can't get the thing's not getting fuel.
So as I petted her and said, please, I know, baby, you can do this, her tubes were tied. It was kinked. It was too short and it kinked it. So all this instructions and the time that I used came from the factory kinked.
Yeah, shipped to the auto parts store, a couple bucks for a part. Got a longer hose. I didn't want to try to reuse this one since it was already kinked like that once. I just figured it was going to just fold over there easy again. So totally got a new little piece of hose, a little bit longer than the other one. And here we are. So ready? On your mark. Get set. Come on, baby. You can do this. Come on now. Come on. Here, girl. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
She still get warmed up. She got to come.
There it is. Hey! Woo!
Thank you, phone a friend. We love you.
Phone a friend's the best. Everybody should have a phone a friend. All right, so here's our little greenhouse / shop out here where Barb hangs out. Built this one time. We had to come up with a place to work in the winter really, really fast. So we stuff it full of insulation here in the wintertime to keep it warm. In the summer, we let that all breathe through. Why I went with the clear on the ceiling, we need a lot of light. So we got all that clear light in here. We have a fan up here to blow the heat down because if you step up there with a ladder, all the heat's at the top. This thing's kind of neat. We don't use as much as we used to because we don't sand in here as much as we used to. This sucks up dust. Now, if I have giant carvings in here and I have to keep this heated all night, we have electric heat on the walls here, the ceiling here. This one we use the most. It's actually running right now. It has 3 speeds. I got it from Royal King. We use a space heater to kind of take the chill out of here in the morning and then really run this and it keeps it warm enough in here all day. But while we have all the heaters in here, if we get stuck in the winter with like I had a 8-foot Sasquatch a couple years ago, it was wicked cold just before Christmas. This is the only place I could store it in the heat. The rest of the shop, it's just too big, too heavy. I couldn't even really hardly dolly this thing. It was so heavy and massive. So we kind of shoved it in here, blocked it up, and we did all the finish work in here and just kept all that electric heat running, which is expensive to run. But if we only have a few projects, you know, we figure out a way to get it done. So we have multiple ways of making heat around here, and we use them all. Hey, this is the last thing I made when it was cold. I finished this thing up in the dark the other night, but I'm going to show you where this came from. I think that's interesting stuff. Something we do that a lot of people don't. So you obviously, if you've watched our channel before, seen we have tons of logs out there. So certain ones get sitting around too long and they start getting cruddy around the outside. So we make these big cants out of them. And this guy is a 10 by 10 cant. And you wouldn't really know it, but this guy was on the end of this cant at one time like that, right? And I knocked him out. So it saves me a lot of time. When I do these eagles, I go corner to corner. So the wingspan goes this way. So I put the head here at like a 45 and this longest point are these wingspan back here in the back. So that's kind of how I use that square. And then no one can even tell that that's a square. Unless I told you, you would never guess that that was originally a square. The other cool thing about these, for taking them to shows, they're clean, they're not dirty. I can stack them in my truck and strap them down real easy. You're not chasing after a bunch of logs. And the big number one thing is hardly any mess. So when I get done cutting this out, I hardly took any wood off of it. And I don't have a big mess to clean up at a show. So on nice conditions, I'd normally burn him outside and do a little of the Duffy dirty work outside. But since it's cold and freezing out, he's going in the shop. I'll just do a real light burn so we don't get it all smoky in there, and then knock him down with a flappy wheel. So let's show you what we got out here. So we have multiple shipping containers. I think I own 8 of them or whatever. This one here is Barb's. So she builds the stuff in the shop, comes out here when it's done, and stores all of her funny stuff out here. So, you know, here we got her gingerbread guy. We got Mr. Santa Claus with the baby boots. And then multiple Christmas crafty chainsaw carving combo. So this is where Barb stores a lot of her stuff. Hey, here's a real funny one. So like even bigger things like this, you know, we keep in here. So we go from the heat and shop to out here. And the problem we have too, you know, this wood's not totally dry. So if we leave it in the shop with that furnace on, the stuff likes to crack extra, you know, it's like a timing thing. It's like baking a cake. You got to get all the timing just right. You got to get it dry. Yeah, that's great. Then if you leave it in there too long, it dries too fast. So we pretty much get the finish on, let it sit in there for a day or two, and then we get it out here so it dries slow. And then my shipping containers over here. And we usually have bigger things going on in here. So got another eagle, different style. Greg did a great job with the Pledge of Allegiance and the flag. We still got to put stars on this, but I was worried about it cracking, so we threw it in here till we get a second to get that all done. Little britches pan spare for a fella. And then here's just a little bit of inventory we had left over from Sorgel's. Giant Sasquatch, bears, all this stuff that's going to go for Christmas. Our chancers made these guys right here with Barb put a little gingerbread on the top, so the trees. So Chance transitioned from pumpkin maker to tree maker. Got lots of cardinals. Sold all these. These are all already sold, but the cows are funny. Everybody's kind of into them. Seems like the guys are buying them for their daughters is what we've been running into. So anyhow, everything goes out here. The only disadvantage of a shipping container, if it gets really cold, it frosts, the sun comes out, it drips, the ceiling drips. It condensates on the ceiling and gets kind of damp in here. So we try to keep the doors open as much as we can. That would be the negative of the shipping container. The nice part of them, they're not that expensive to buy where we live. And if I need to store stuff right away, like I've actually bought both of these just before Christmas because we were in a jam and had to have a place to store our stuff. What's better on a cold winter day than a nice roaring fire, huh? So here's what we do with the scraps. So we invite all the neighbors over and we have little bonfires for everybody. So it's marshmallows, hot dogs, maybe some adult beverages for the neighbors. I don't drink that stuff, but sometimes. Birthday and Christmas, that's about it for me. But anyhow, that's how we get rid of a lot of our scrap. It's either that or we got to put it in the dumpster. So whenever I can, we have a little neighborhood bonfire party or whatever. And hey, here is the remnants from our last bonfire party. So, you know, you forget your chair, you got to sit on the concrete block and roast your marshmallow. That's kind of how it goes. But that's kind of how we get it done in the winter. Everything gets a little more challenging in the winter for sure. The sawdust sticks to everything. The wood's froze sometimes. You got to bring it in early and thaw it out, maybe like a week in advance. So we got to really kind of plan ahead. So everything in the winter is a little more like baking cookies. You got to get the timing just right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody. And please like and subscribe. Tell all your friends, neighbors, and family. Check us out. They're funny in Pennsylvania. Them people in Pennsylvania are kind of funny.